The EP Podcast. Heard everywhere podcasts can be found, and always at theeppodcast.com.
A really fun episode of the EP Podcast today. My name is Chris Lanuti. Welcome into my 9-foot homemade oak bar, my basement here in Evergreen Park. Pour yourself a cold one. The first half of this show is going to take place at Day in the Park Food Truck Festival at Klein Park this past Thursday. All of the guests, including the head coach of our World Series bound Little League team, you'll get that first. The back half of the show is with our friends at Spoken Vine and Frank Murray from the Evergreen Park Library, and Evergreen Park already abuzz at the second annual Battle of Evergreen Park here on the EP Podcast. 32 teams expanded by nearly double the amount, all of them establishments here in Evergreen Park. Not just restaurants and bars and dessert shops, but we've added a fitness division, apparel over at the Plaza. The top 8 seeds announced on the last episode: Porter Cullen, Spoken Vine, Pappy's, Wolf's Bakery, Rosangela's, Heart Saloon, Core Fitness and Physical Therapy, Macy's. Representations of all the different categories, the complete bracket leaking out over the next 7 to 10 days. I'll run it all down for you on the next episode of the EP Podcast. And then August is the competition. Can Rosangela's repeat? Can the runner-up Wolves make another run? Will it be a newcomer? Again, I'm doing it in pods this year, so at least when it starts, everybody's going to be in a category that makes sense. I'll actually give you one of the pods right now. We have a pizza pod. 4 spots in Evergreen Park where you can get pizza. It's where the number 1 seed in the tournament and the defending champion Rosangela's resides. And in the first round, they will take on Slice Factory over on Pulaski. The other half of that pod will feature Baracos versus Durbin's. All 4 places delivering pizza in Evergreen Park. All 4 places you can go in and sit down and have a pie. And only one of them will make it to the Elite 8. This episode of the EP Podcast and every episode brought to you proudly by the First National Bank of Evergreen Park, who invest in your community. They love Evergreen Park as much as you do. Their Total Access checking account gives you free ATMs nationwide and a $300 bonus with qualifying activities. They have great mobile banking tools, award-winning customer service. Everything about their app is easy to use. Like, I'm launching my fantasy football league and I had to figure out who paid me last year and who did I give money to. 3 clicks of a button on my phone. My attached Zelle account that runs right through the app and connects to my bank account. Inside their app, I was able to look at everybody's history, figure out the problem, and now I'm just collecting dues as the commissioner and looking forward to trying to win my season. Get in and see them today in that iconic building at 95th and Pulaski. The First National Bank of Evergreen Park, member FDIC. Let's go to the Food Truck Fest. If you were there, you're going to understand why it's so loud. That thing was hopping last Thursday night. You're going to hear from Stacy Schuble of The Village. She's the lead person getting that put together. Brian Harmon, the head coach of Evergreen Park's first Cal Ripken Little League World Series team. They are going there this month. They found out the day before the Food Truck Fest. And Mark Marzullo, Village Trustee, joins us as well. Let's go. Day at the Park, Food Truck Festival. Stacy Schuble's here.
Yep.
Yeah, if you've never met Stacy, you should meet her and tell her thanks. Because this is like, is this one of your babies? This is something
Yeah. Myself and I, with a lot of help from everybody else.
Yeah, but I mean, now we're in year 3, and I remember year 1 when you did this.
Yeah.
Like, it was an interesting idea because it was midweek, right?
Right.
And I remember thinking to myself, like, well, will they get a crowd up there? And you were right. Because you were like, weekends, you don't know when people are going to be around, but a Thursday night, Evergreen Park wants to get out in the summertime.
Yep, exactly.
And you've had beautiful weather all 3 years, so I don't know what you're doing.
I don't know.
I don't know who you're paying off.
I know, we're very lucky.
But I mean, it's late July, and it's cool 70s.
Yeah, I know. It worked out. It's awesome.
So I remember the first year, it was like a worry about how many food trucks can we get.
Yes.
Food trucks weren't sure how many people were going to get there.
Right.
Is it easier now?
Yes, it's gotten a lot easier. So the ones that we have always ask to come back every year, so that helps. And then I just
probably tell the rest of them like, oh, it's
I
terrible.
know, I
Because
tell
they
them,
don't.
like, pass it on, please. Let me know. But yeah, I get people that reach out as soon as I put the date out there. A couple of them will start calling us, and then I try and get someone new every year. So
Yeah. I mean, with this many people too, I think it's really cool. It's a neat little thing because we're at one of the parks that's in the middle of all the neighborhoods. Klein
Right.
Park, Circle Park is right here in the middle of the neighborhood. People are walking up, but you also see people that are clearly driving over from other parts of Evergreen, parking and walking around in this area. Because I know people from all over the village, and I have seen a representation of the entire village here tonight.
Yep, exactly. It's awesome. So, I mean, every year people talk to us and are asking for the date, and they're looking forward to it. And I've been out. We were at the farmers market a week ago, and people are asking about it. They're just excited about it and are excited for it to be back.
This is one of those events that I get asked about.
Yeah.
And you, I think, sent the press release out maybe 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
tops.
something like that, yeah.
Like it wasn't like something where it was like, hey, 3 months from now we're doing this.
Right.
People just were waiting for it.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. They're excited about it. It's starting to become like the it event in Evergreen Park.
Yeah, it's really cool. So was it your idea to get the mayor and the trustees to hand out all the drinks?
Gosh, I think maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I think we did talk about making a fundraiser aspect out of it, and then it was like, okay, let's have some guest bartenders in.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, you put them to work. I think it's,
And they show up every year, so I'm happy. It's awesome.
I also love the fact that they all have these shirts. Like you have the shirt, model the shirt real quick for the camera for those who'll see it. Like these are, so I always see now people that are working for the village at events wearing these shirts.
Yes, yeah. We just, usually the mayor and the clerk, encourage us to get them, and we do, and we all love representing. And even like every Wednesday and Friday, it seems like to be like our more casual day in the office, and you'll see everybody wearing them, so it's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So first off, I want to make sure that I mention that you were raising money for the food pantry.
For the food pantry, yep.
So a lot of the proceeds, all the drinks and things like that, all the tickets that are being sold, all the profit is going straight to the food pantry, which is awesome. So everybody's out here having a good time, and it actually benefits somebody. Right. And then we get this great crowd that's out here. This is your big summer event, and then do you dive into the planning for Oktoberfest?
For Oktoberfest. So the rec department is the main people who do that. So they're working on that. They're probably already started on it and getting it ready to do that one. So
do you keep a tote board? I'm just curious. In the village of like, this event did better than this event? Is there competition?
No, not at all.
No, come on, Stacy. If I'm you, you're
like,
I showed up in this village 3 years ago, came up with a food truck festival, and look at this.
See, I can't even take credit. This was the mayor's idea, so I just took it and ran with it.
So it was hers?
So yeah, this was hers, because she had heard a lot of buzz. People wanted it.
I was giving it to you. Okay.
Oh, yeah, and she said, go ahead and do it. And I was like, all right.
You coordinated.
Yes, I do it, pretty much. I know. Can't take full credit. I get a lot of help from Rec and Public Works and all over. So.
Well, it's absolutely incredible. It's one of the best events of the summer anywhere in the area, even outside of Evergreen Park. And I think it just keeps growing every year. I mean, this thing's awesome.
I know, this is awesome. This is great.
Thank you, Stacy.
Of course, thank you.
We are a day at the park, the Food Truck Festival, and I have a very special guest. Brian Harmon is the head coach of the 10-year-old Cal Ripken Evergreen Park Baseball Club team. The all-star team, essentially, is what this is, right?
That's a mouthful, yes.
Yeah, that's a lot, but I think I got it right, right? Okay, so you guys have been invited, and I believe this is for the first time ever, to the Cal Ripken Little League World Series in Crown Point, Indiana, correct?
Yes. So we won the Cal Ripken State Championship for Illinois, which gave us a bid in the Ohio Valley Regional. So we had 13 families down in Lexington, Kentucky last weekend. Had a great tournament, a lot of fun, a lot of good time for the boys, run around the hotel, and so they did very well. We actually were finished runner-ups, probably also maybe one of the first times we've done that in the history of our club. So we left there kind of thinking baseball was over for the summer. It was a great season. Today is Thursday. Got a call yesterday about 3 o'clock from Babe Ruth headquarters that we were invited to the World Series in Crown Point, Indiana. So
that's amazing. I mean, that's so cool. And then you got to reach out to the kids and be like, kids, guess what? Pack your bags. I mean, like normally when you said we're going to Crown Point, they wouldn't be excited, but this is exciting. Like you were telling me the countries you'll be playing, because you're going to start against international Little League champions right off the bat. Yeah. Who are you facing again in your initial pod?
Yeah, so we don't have the schedule yet, but there's 24 teams, 20 from the States, and then there's 4, one from Australia, one from Czech Republic, one from Germany, and then Australia. So people from Australia coming to Crown Point, Indiana for 10-year-old baseball.
I mean, I've done that flight one time in my life. I don't know how a bunch of 10-year-olds are going to make it across. That's a long flight. Yeah. They're going to be worn out, but excited. Okay, and they're probably going to be walking around breaking Foster's beer cans on their heads. They're from Australia.
Maybe we'll play them on their travel day and they'll be tired.
That's a different breed of kid from Australia. The Aussies are a little nuts, so that'll be fun. Your kids get exposed to that. Yeah. So getting ready for it, first of all, it's like what, first weekend or second weekend of August?
Yeah, so it's August 8th. They'll have like an opening ceremony. Yeah. They'll have, and the kids all get like uniforms. We'll march in with our state flag. There'll be a big ceremony. Then they'll have like a skills competition on the 9th, and then we'll start games on the 10th. So Saturday the 10th, and it really runs through the next Saturday. So we'll have games kind of throughout that week.
Do you practice in advance now?
Sure.
Are you like, does it get intense, or do you say I don't want to do anything that will make them nervous? Like just kind of like, hey, we're gonna have normal practices. Yeah. Remember how to throw a baseball. You guys are good. Let's go have fun, right?
Yeah, that's been our goal all along. I mean, this is 10-year-old baseball. It's always fun. It's never intense. This is completely about the experience. You know, to be able to go and play against all these different states, all these different countries, like they're gonna remember this the rest of their lives. And you know, if we're competitive, that's great, but it's really more about the experience for those boys and the families. It's really going to be a neat experience for them.
Listen, you got to be prepared too. You go deep in this thing, you might be doing press. Yeah, you might have to talk. There might be a mic'd up moment. Like, I'm excited for you.
That could be. Yeah.
You got to think about
maybe ESPN. You got to
get ready for your inspirational speech that's going to be trending on Twitter.
Yeah, right.
Like, look at this coach.
Yeah,
that's my favorite coach. Like, you want to be that. You don't want to be hashtag that guy's crazy. Don't be
exactly.
That.
Screaming, throwing bats out there. No, we won't be doing that. We'll represent Evergreen Park very well.
That's awesome. Well, Evergreen Park's rooting for you guys. Absolutely amazing. Good for you. And this is an amazing festival. I mean, you can see this. It's loud. We got records playing in the background, but it sounds like we got a live band. There's food everywhere. So I'm sure you want to go try something. Have you scouted it out yet?
I have not. So we'll walk around. I wanted to add one other thing that
go for
I think it'd be great, just a kind of a reminder of like the neighborhood and community we live in. So this all happened within 24 hours ago, and we've already had businesses reaching out, helping us, making donations. Mr. Odelson from the law firm in town was super generous, helping us out with things. And Los Angeles, Artland, like all these places want to help. And the amount of people that have reached out to me, like that I've seen in the neighborhood.
24 hours.
24 hours.
When I texted you, like, hey, come by tomorrow, let's talk about it. You're like, man, word is just moving.
It's unbelievable.
Right now. Yeah.
And every person is the same. They just are so excited for the boys and know that like it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. So just a big thank you to everyone that supported us. If you want, on our website, we've got a sponsor letter to help offset some of the costs for the families. So whatever you can do, we'd appreciate it.
Do they go to the league website?
Yeah, www.epbaseballclub.com. We'll probably do a car wash or something fun for the kids. So we'll get that out on Twitter, social media. But just great community, great support from everybody, and we really appreciate it. So thank you.
Support your local World Series bound Little League team. Awesome, man. Yeah, congratulations.
Cool. Yes, thanks for having me.
Mark Marzullo's with me.
Whoa! What a day, huh?
Are you having a good time?
Look at this. The park's full of people. Young people are coming out with their families just enjoying Evergreen Park.
Yeah, for sure. And you know what I love about this is that it was such a simple idea to kind of have some food trucks out and do it in the middle of a week instead of on a weekend, and have like an event that's like sitting in the middle of a neighborhood, like to pick Klein Park or Circle Park and to do it in the park instead of like the parking lot over at the community center or at like a different venue, to put it right in here. you get this expansive group of people. They're everywhere. They're all over the place, and they're spread out throughout the entire park and behind us.
I'll just tell you, the first year when this is Mayor Burke's doing, she had a fantastic idea. I didn't know what to think. My first thought was, oh, you got to have it on a weekend. Then I said, well, everyone's got their cottages and they go away, and the sports with all the young kids, everyone's really busy on a weekend. We did it the first time. We could not believe the turnout. The food trucks all sell out. The village, we're selling wine and beer to everybody. That sold out instantly. We're well prepared.
I remember year one. I
Yes.
remember you guys all carrying cases from Binny's over here because it was like you didn't expect the crowd. Now you guys are prepared.
Scotty Thielander works for the village, made 6 different runs to Binny's. Thank God he's only a block away.
We keep moving. We may have moved off the camera. Let's move over a little bit. Okay, I don't know. I can't tell.
know.
We were here and then people started moving. We just slowly moved as we were talking.
Well, being an Italian guy, I got to look around my back. You too,
I don't like having people behind me either.
You watch my back, I'll watch your back.
I'll let you know if somebody's sneaking up behind me.
Forget about it. And when they start shooting, I'll be right behind you.
Two guys that go to a restaurant, make sure that they're facing the door.
Oh, you know how that goes. You know how that goes. But it's just a great afternoon. Everybody's out here, and I see a lot of people that I knew from the neighborhood, and they're all out. It's just great. Great.
How's village government doing? Give me an overview. Everything going okay?
You know
One
what?
of these days I'm going to make it to a meeting.
We used to have a trustee named Arthur Bliss, and he was a great guy. And every time he gave a speech and said something at the end was, and don't forget your village is in good hands. And right now, I'll quote Arthur Bliss, your village is in good hands. Your village board and the mayor are constantly working to improve the village, make it good, and make events like this. This is why people are in Evergreen Park.
Awesome. Mark Marzullo, one of your village trustees. A beautiful night, day at the park, the food truck festival. It's a mouthful. It's a big name, but I love it.
Chris, thanks for being here and your support and advertising this for the village. And I'm sure we'll be out here next year and the year after that. So
For sure.
We're looking forward to it.
Every year. Thank you.
Thanks, Chris.
Building relationships, supporting the community, and service. These are the things that Country Financial stands for. They're more than just an office you may pass by as you drive through Evergreen Park. They're neighbors who lend a helping hand and support the fabric of your community, including charitable organizations, sports, financial education, and civic organizations. And since Country is already your neighbor, they want to get together and chat. Call your local Country Financial representative, Mike Thauer, today at 708-425-1559 to talk about the things that are important to you and how he can help you protect them. It is now time for your EP podcast, Word on the Street, brought to you by Sid Sauce, where the hot peppers are grown in backyards in Evergreen Park. The sauce is developed, bottled, and brought to your home for free in the Evergreen Park area. And it's the only place I get my hot sauce from. So many different varieties, so many different levels of heat. I can even find one for my 9-year-old on taco night. Check out sidsauce.net. I noticed in the news recently, one of our partners here on the show, we've been having somebody from OSF Little Company of Mary on every month for a health corner. OSF Healthcare and Ortho Midwest have combined to expand ortho care in the south suburbs, and now OSF Medical Group Orthopedics are taking appointments. They're going to be offering total joint care surgery as well as spine surgery over there. Next time we talk to them, we'll have to get more details. Meanwhile, this Friday, August the 2nd, Summer Concert Series continues with the Smiley Tillman Band, 6 p.m. at Sexton Park. Bring your picnic basket, your blankets, your lawn chairs. Get the family out and enjoy some outstanding entertainment. You just heard audio from the Food Truck Fest, a more chill event that started last year is back again this year. The Green Unplugged returns to the driving range at Sexton Park on August the 9th. Go over to the driving range, 91st and Rockwell, Friday, August 9th, 6 to 8 p.m. live acoustic music by Todd and Connie's Acoustic Thing. The concession stand will be open, hit a few golf balls, enjoy some music, and have a front row seat to hopefully a beautiful sunset. That's your word on the street. We're heading out to Spoken Vine now. This time around, we're going to try the menu out and visit with our good friend Frank Murray of the Evergreen Park Public Library, who's got plans for you in August. We're at Spoken Vine, northeast corner, 95th and Kedzie, and it's another month with Frank Murray and the Evergreen Park Public Library. And Frank, we're going to talk about what's going on with the library, and they're cooking something up right now back there for us. And I'm excited. You got excited when you heard it was going to be food this month.
Yes. Well, first of all, thank you for having me on. And but I have to thank Spoken Vine, Reed and Bridget, for their wonderful hospitality and generosity. I thought I was just coming to talk to Chris, and now I get to try some awesome food. So I am pumped.
They're making food.
Pumped.
It's not what I've been getting lately here, so I'm going to be trying something new myself. Mm-hmm. But I get in here almost once a week for the pinzas, which is not a pizza, it's not a flatbread, but it's incredible.
Yeah.
It's my favorite thing. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to bring it up when they get here because it is one of my favorite things that they make here.
There's some awesome food here.
And I love the wines and all the selection. And we'll have them on in just a moment.
And the sangrias.
But first, what I want to do is I want to point out that this episode comes out with just a couple days remaining in the month of July. We're going to talk about what's coming up in the month of August for everybody in Evergreen Park at the library.
But
I've got a day or two here to get all my summer reading into you to win fabulous prizes, right?
Correct.
Okay.
You will, by the time this drops, a couple days. So, let's hurry up.
If I run out right now and get my list and make up a bunch of books that I read and just write down just some random things, I can get prizes from you.
Well, not make up, but yeah, you're actually going to read them,
I could
Chris.
make it up too. You would have no idea.
Well, like I told you, I think it was back in, was it May or June, where I said, I'm going to test you on each book you read.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen.
All right, that's fine. Whatever. You know what? Look, if my kid can get away with looking at me the other day and telling me, I haven't started my summer reading yet, and I go, why not? And he goes, because I haven't gotten the books. And he starts school in 3 weeks. If he can pull it off, I can pull it off. Let's see whether or not you can catch me.
We'll get him.
All right.
We'll get him.
All right, so what do we got going on here in August?
Right at the start of August, we have our gigantic, amazing, awesome book sale. That's going to be August 5th through August 10th. Come discover all the great books, CDs, DVDs, and all the other items that we have. There's puzzles. I think there's actually some paintings this year.
Are you giving away, or I'm sorry, selling things that you no longer need, or are these things new?
Well, yeah. So it's kind of a combination of both, but predominantly more donations. Donations that people have given to the library that we don't need for the collection, that our foundation takes and either puts it up on the book sale right in the front of the lobby. But we have an amazing volunteer. Her name's Mary Kay. That she handles all that for us and makes sure it's all organized. And this is our big sale. This is a big one.
The first thing I imagine when you talk about this is the idea that somebody donated a rare, crazy book that opens up a strange new land like Narnia or Jumanji. And you guys will just throw it into the sale thinking we don't need this book. Who's ever heard of this book?
Yeah.
I come along, I buy it. Next thing you know, I'm trapped in the book for 100 years.
Yeah. Well, if that happens, that might be good for all of us.
Wow! Shots fired at Spoken Vine by Frank Murray.
No, but that is one of the things that we worry about. Like, like talking about
books
like a rare
Somebody
collectible.
somebody gets sucked into a book. You have to check them first. Yeah. Those are the things you worry about,
That's what we worry about. That's what we got to worry about. But yeah, like that's one of the things we got to look out for is those rare collectibles that might actually be worth something.
Right.
And our volunteer,
you don't want to give those away.
Well, she's always like, wait, I'm not sure. Let's check. Let's double check. But no, there'll be some great selections, and we always have at least like 10 people waiting outside for us to open the door on Monday morning for the first day of the sale.
All right. What's the first day again? What date?
That is Monday, August 5th.
Okay.
And it goes through Saturday, August 10th.
I see them getting ready with the food. Let's do a little bit more here. And we're going to taste some food, and then we'll finish off the month. So
I love it.
What else do we have coming up here?
I'm going to hit our teens up because we just have so much stuff going on with the teens. We got a Dungeons and Dragons session going on Monday, August 12th. and Monday, August 26th at 6 p.m. Come play.
You've done some of these in the month of July, right?
Yep.
Do you play Dungeons and Dragons?
I do not.
Yeah, I don't either.
I do not.
I don't either.
But we got a good group of kids that come in and enjoy it.
Okay. My daughter played it. She's really into it. She's got the figurines and the books, and and then, she got a boyfriend now, so now she doesn't play Dungeons and Dragons. That's literally
now
what
she's
happened.
well, they can come in and they can enjoy the Dungeons and Dragons. And along those same lines, we have a fantastic chess group that meets up, Chess Rookies and Masters. It's led by the Evergreen Park Community High School chess team. They come in and they teach kids how to play chess. All ages are welcome. One more thing, we'll do a quick shout out for our Snack and Steam event. It's for teens. It's Tuesday, August 6th. We're doing edible rice paper, and on Tuesday, August 20th, a 3D backpack charm.
So Reed and Bridget put the food together. Reed decided to start doing something. Now Bridget has to carry all the food over on her own. But you know what? She's going to get it here because the service here is tremendous. All right.
Reed's always doing something, and Bridget's always doing something.
He's always moving. Hi, Bridget. How are you?
Moving
Oh,
parts
my
here.
gosh.
Lots of moving parts.
This looks awesome.
You were really excited when I said mac and cheese,
I am.
so I brought that first.
It's one of my favorites.
So I think I've told you, Chris, about how many meatballs we made to get to the meatball recipe.
Oh.
I mean, it was a meatball saga, how long it took me to perfect the meatballs. And they're fantastic, right? Everybody loves them.
They are one of the top menu items, and what's funny about them is that you think you're getting an appetizer. That could be your meal if you want, and it's spectacular. Yes. Like, there's a lot of things in here that are shareable. I was talking about the pinzas. I said that right, correct?
They are pinzas. It's a hand-stretched Roman, not a pizza crust, right? It's a pizza dough, right?
Yeah,
but
it's
imported, beautifully.
And it's also something that like you could share with somebody, and you probably should. But I come in and eat the whole thing.
I can totally down a whole one. It's hard to stop.
Yes.
It's hard to stop.
All right. So what was the process? I mean, like, what did you finally land on while you were trying out so many versions?
So the thing is, I wanted it to be a little bit tighter, right? But still have that gooey cheese pull. A little bit elevated from your Kraft mac and cheese. So dig in.
Oh.
Go grab a fork there while she's telling us about it. Okay, yeah, get some food. He was excited, right? Wasn't he? Like you said you were bringing out food, and he was like, "Oh, that sounds good." And then you said mac and cheese, and I swear he turned into a 5-year-old. Like he was leaping with joy. This must be his favorite thing.
It's one of my favorite ones, and I was waiting for you to stop asking questions so I could get in there and eat this. Like, come on! But you talked about the meatball recipe.
Yes.
How many times did it take you guys? And
I mean, it was like months. We ate hundreds of meatballs, I think.
This is crazy. If you watch the video, you'll be amazed at how the cheese comes off. And what I like about it is that you'll get mac and cheese sometimes it's all soggy.
Yeah.
You get mac and cheese that like you're sitting there and you're like, okay, this is just too much cheese in it. You'll get something that you're like, did they use an instant mix? It's got a crispness on the top of it because of the way that you're baking it. It's not overly cheesy, but like you bite into it and the way the noodles you're using, you bite into it and it's almost like you get like an extra boost because it's kind of trapped inside the noodles.
Yeah. So I went with the rigatoni and when we're preparing this, we're mixing in a cheese sauce and really making sure that it's getting inside all the noodles. And then we're mixing in more cheese and baking it off. Cheese on top, cheese inside.
So the rumor is I heard 11 different cheeses. Is this accurate?
Yeah, I think the menu says 7, and I miscalculated. We're at 11.
I love it. It tastes delicious.
I was constantly... Which hand did we start on? I think
they go big here at Spoken By. They're like, you know what? We're not going to spare on the cheese. We're doing 11 different kinds of cheese.
Wine and cheese. It's a wine and cheese party.
It's a wine and cheese place.
A wine and mac and cheese party.
I love it.
It's
awesome.
Delicious. It's really good. Do you have something else?
We do.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. I can't just eat the mac and cheese.
But wait, there's more.
Frank's like, we're getting fed. Like, I think that's the funniest thing is that I told Frank we're going to start doing this over here at Spoken Vine, and I think he originally was like, oh, Chris just wants to go and drink in the middle of the day and record a segment. He didn't realize he was going to get fed so well.
No.
And that's the thing that I think I find myself telling people about you guys so much
is that this is a full restaurant, and I'll see in some of your ads online, you'll talk about the fact that it's kind of tapas inspired, but I mean, you can also just get something that you want to eat while you're here. You can go small place and try different things, but you have a really nice tight menu that I know took you some time to put together.
Definitely, and I think it's nice that way because you don't have to make a full commitment. We actually went out in the area this past week, and it was full entrees, and everything is really expensive. And so I had a little bit of fear committing to anything on the menu. And I was constantly thinking like, oh, maybe I should have got the other thing. So this kind of opens you up to have a little bit, again, if you know, I like the meatballs, the meatball portion is enough for me to have dinner. You guys should probably get your own stuff. That is totally cool. Hopefully somebody will share something with you.
I don't know what that meant right there. The way she just looked at me, she was like, oh, you poor single guy. Hopefully one day somebody will share something with you, Chris.
We had people sharing their carrots at the bar the other night. Have you been here before? You should try these.
You should try the carrots. Yeah.
That happens. Oh no, that happens. I've shared food with strangers at the bar at Spoken Vine, which, by the way, one of the top 8 seeds in the Battle of Evergreen Park. Are you pumped? You made it to the Elite 8 last year. I'm expecting big things from you guys.
Got to advance to the Final Four.
We're going big. Our social media network has grown. We're going to tap into that. Our word of mouth, people coming in, has grown. So we're ready for it.
We're going to get some wine. We're going to order more food. Yeah.
I do have to get back to the library, though.
You're the boss.
One time.
Okay, what else we got going on in August at the library?
So we have a big a family 3D printing workshop on Tuesday, August 20th at 6 p.m. Families can learn the basics of Tinkercad and design. We're specifically going to design a croc charm.
Okay.
Because crocs are still pretty popular, right? And the charms are kind of expensive, especially when you want all of them. So attendees, they'll be able to... people that register and attend will be able to get their croc charm that they designed printed for free
on
the library's 3D printer.
That's very cool.
And we have a fundraiser that the Evergreen Park Library Foundation is teaming up with the Windy City Thunderbolts.
Oh, I like the Thunderbolts.
They're pretty good. You know who their manager is?
Yes, Bobby Jenks.
Big bad Bobby Jenks.
I'm on a list right now to try to get an interview with Bobby.
Oh.
Because I got some contacts over at the Thunderbolts, but he gets so many interview requests locally. Everybody wants to talk to him, and he's got to manage that team.
He's Bobby Jenks.
But I'm close to it. Oh. I might be. He's one of my favorites. There's a big bad Bobby Jenks, strike it out, 3 out of 4. For the last 4 outs in the Game 1 of the World Series poster.
Throwing gas.
In the basement.
Gas.
Yeah, exactly. So, they're awesome. I love Ozinga Field. It's a great time. So, what are you guys doing there?
So, we're partnering with them on a fundraiser for their game on Sunday, August 11th. It starts at 1 p.m., but you have to purchase tickets beforehand. Tickets are $11. Five of that $11 goes towards the Evergreen Park Library Foundation.
$11 a ticket.
Yeah, that's
brilliant. That's amazing.
Pretty affordable.
And you're helping the library.
You get to watch some professional action.
And it's on a Sunday.
Yeah.
I might be out at that. They got a great like fan deck area there too. Like
great fan deck area. They got a great
really
area for the kids to play and everything. So
that's Sunday
really
the
nice.
11th.
Sunday the 11th.
You may see me at that, Frank.
Let's do it. Let's go, Chris.
You may see me walk right in the door there at Ozinga Field. Are you going to be there? You're going to be there, right?
I kind of have to
hang with Chris and Frank on August 11th at Ozinga Field.
Let's do it. So we're having a DIY craft on Monday, August 12th at 6:30 p.m. You'll make Sharpie tile coasters. We also have a grab-and-go plant propagation kit that you can pick up on Tuesday, August 13th. Make sure you sign up so we have enough kits.
So is this like am I getting a plant? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, you're going to get a portion of a plant. This plant this month is the jade plant. So you'll get a portion of that jade that you can propagate and bring to life. Well, it's already alive, but you're just going to cultivate it.
You plant it in your garden and it gets bigger? Or how does this work?
You've got a kit. You're going to follow the instructions, and it'll grow in the container that's provided.
Okay.
And then hopefully you'll be able to move it out.
Interesting. Does this cost anything?
No, this is all free.
Do you do this all the time?
We do it once a month, yeah.
All right, I'm doing this from now on. Why do I need to go buy this this stuff at the flower store?
Grab and grow.
Yeah, I'm going to get it from you.
Grab and grow.
What day is this again?
This is Tuesday, August 13th.
Okay, I'll be there Tuesday, August 13th.
And then
up in my head.
One more quick plug.
Okay.
I got to open up my newsletter, too, and find a spot.
Good, because I'm hungry. And that mac and cheese is calling my name.
It's getting me. I got to go. All right. So we have... obviously, we're a library. We have several book clubs, right?
Yes.
We've got our cookbook book club that's going to meet Monday, August 19th at 6:30 p.m. They are going to be discussing and eating some delicious recipes from the book Indulge, Delicious and Decadent Dishes to Enjoy and Share by Valerie Bertinelli. Each person that, each member of the cookbook book club, they pick a recipe they want to try. They make it and they bring it in, and everybody shares it. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
That's neat.
I love working nights on those nights because I get to enjoy some great food.
My goodness.
Just like here. And then our Kindred Spirits Book Club, they're meeting on Wednesday, August 28th at 1 p.m. They're going to be discussing the book Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. In September, everybody save the date. We're having the author here at the library. You will need to register for that.
Okay,
definitely.
And you're getting that in right now, even though we're talking about August, because it's going to be big.
Yep,
and you're going to want to get in on that as soon as you can. Which one of these things did you like the best?
I'm actually going to take all of them and bring them back to the librry.
You don't get to bring this back. Half of this is mine.
I thought that was the deal.
It's the EP Podcast. All things Evergreen Park. It's the EP Podcast. Evergreen Park.